Hey peeps, Matty D here, Vinda Black, helping you to create emotional and physical well-being. I know it's been a little bit since I posted a video. I've been doing some other aspects, focus on some other aspects of my business. Coming today with the video book review, which I really don't do. Maybe I should do them more often. I've done stuff about celebrities, but they come with a book review on a book that I got here recently called Getting the Love That You Want. Now, probably wondering, okay, that's fine, Matt. You read, you like to keep up, keep your mind sharp, but what does this have to do with the channel itself and what I talk about? Helping people who have issues with mom or dad and everything else. Well, the book talks about how, I'm only 2 chapters in, but talks about how so far, like, it's about exactly, getting the love you want from your partner, or if you're not with someone, but like learning more about yourself. Your upbringing from your parents and how that has a huge influence on the kind of partner that you seek to find or to attract in your life. Okay. And the first 2 chapters are all about, the invisible wounds that we receive as children growing up. And he talks about, it's a guy and another woman, they're married, they're therapists, and they give real examples of the clients that they've had. They talk about how they look for someone, then they find a partner, and the partner ends up being just like their father or like their mother, or they find a partner that they feel makes up for what they believe that they lack. For example, one person in the book was told growing up that, like, women are meant to be seen, not heard. They're not supposed to be smart. You're not supposed to get good grades, all that stuff. And so she constantly doubted herself and her intelligence. So she found a guy that's really smart to make up for that, but she always felt like still incomplete and still insecure. And this came from her mother. So it's a really good book. I highly recommend you read it to really understand, like, how, that regardless of how good of an upbringing you had from your parents, that you still have trauma. Because the thing about it is that it doesn't matter. And the trauma, I've learned recently, is not trauma is not limited to just having abusive parents and something really horrible happening to you in your life at one point or throughout your life. It happens even when you have parents who have the best of intentions, because in the book he talks about how when we're first born, we're crying all the time, we're needing things, and our caregivers, our parents, don't always know what's wrong. So it talks about how in our mind, that in our limited consciousness at that time, we don't know what's going on, and we cry, and then so forth. We learn that, oh my God, not all my needs are going to be met, even if we have a parent, mom, father, that's there, and they're trying to figure out what's wrong with you, or if eventually they get tired of doing your shit. They love you, but they don't come to you in time. Whatever the case may be, you have trauma from that beginning. And then there's also examples of, one example I learned recently was that, like, child trauma comes from you playing like a guitar that you've seen your mom and dad play with, and then you think, I'll play with it too. They're having a good time, and you're jamming on it as best you can, jamming on it, and then you get yelled at, and you're like, what are you doing? Get off that thing, blah, blah, blah. And instead of you being allowed to feel that emotion, it gets stuck inside you, and that's trauma. So it talks about, not by that aspect, but basically how, no matter who your parents are and how great they try to be to help you, you still have some childhood trauma from the get-go, and how your mother, your father could have, and again, this is only based off so far of what I read, but how your mother, father have they such a huge influence on you, telling you how smart they think you can be, how clumsy you can be, how good looking you think you can be, like all these things. And how really what the guy writing the book says, that, like, we want these positive aspects, the good stuff in a partner, but for some reason, and again, I'm only so far in the book, for some reason we unconsciously look more for the negative aspects, the parts that we don't like in our partner, the things that we don't like in somebody that we get, and then people wonder why, like, how in the world they're recreating the same partner that reminds them of their mother, father, or whatever the case may be. It's like whatever we're lacking or don't really like in ourselves, we look for that in someone else to fulfill that, and then we end up wondering why we have such crappy relationships. So again, the book Getting Love You Want, order it off of, I don't know, Amazon, wherever you can go, get a book. I highly suggest it. Whether you are in a relationship, not in a relationship, it's even best to read before you get into one, because you'll be armed with knowing more important about who you are, what's going on within yourself, and then you can better define what kind of partner that you want to attract, what kind of relationship you want to be in, who you want to be, and look at like what's going on with you. And that's the biggest thing I feel like with people in relationships, is that we focus a lot on what we don't want to constantly in a relationship, and then we're thinking about what we do want. We think about that for a little bit, but then we end up like getting with someone who treats us like shit, or we get frustrated by, and we're like, why am I not getting, what I want? It's because you're not focused on that. And the other side to it is, everyone's like selfish and only thinks about what they want and what their partner should be, and not what they're bringing to the table. So that's a whole new story. But anyways. But it just really breaks it down for you, and really gets you thinking, go, that's why I'm not getting what I want, because of this shit. Because of some child trauma and all these things. But anyways, get the book, read it. Hope you like this video. If you're brand new, if you're brand new to this, subscribe to my channel, please. Like this video, please share. And if you guys want some help, I'm also a life coach on this stuff with the emotional trauma you have, or whatever it is, whatever that trauma comes from in your life, whether it be from your parents or anything else, I can help you with that. You can schedule a free 15-minute consultation with me. The link is below in the description. Go to the website, schedule an appointment. We're good to go. Love you. Get in the black. Peace.